I'm Posy Puppy.
And I'm K-Dog.
And welcome back to the Pogosino Club podcast. Today we have a special bonus episode, the funniest moments on the podcast from the 2021 to 2022 year. We recently reached 1 year of podcasting. It's been over a year now since our first episode posted. And we thought we'd go back and look at the funniest moments from our first year on the internet. First year of the podcast on the internet. So,
do you know what... Sorry, hang on. Do you know what would be hilarious, Posy?
What?
If we made more funny moments in the funny moments episode.
I mean, I don't know if that's... I feel like that's not going to happen. But...
It might. You never know.
It could. So, we're basically going to go through from the earliest episodes to the most recent episodes. We're going to be going over, like, the funniest moments. We've had a couple people pick out the moments they thought were the funniest on the podcast in their first year. And so we're going to start with episode 11 because I don't know how long everybody here has been listening. I'm assuming most of you haven't been listening very long. But for those who have been listening since episode 1, I think it's pretty clear to tell that we used to be very, like, not funny, unfunny, stone-faced, serious. Like, we...
Trying to be professionals.
It was our first time on, like, this was going to be public everywhere, like, a podcast, a full thing. Because I'd done stuff on YouTube before, obviously, but we were new to podcasting, and we hadn't had much experience, and so we were trying to, like, make a good impression, I guess, and be professional. So, we talk, like, tried to talk super fancy, like, so what is going on in the world of Pokemon with you today? And you're like, Pokemon is kind of that thing. Pokemon has kind of been slipping away from me, And I'm like, oh, definitely, absolutely. So it's not funny. None of them are funny up until episode 11. I listened through the whole podcast. The first funny moment is all the way in episode 11, which is like half of our episodes that don't have funny moments, which kind of sucks. But anyways, let's get into this. K-Dog, start us off with our first funny moment.
Our first funny moment was episode 11, and if you want to go back and listen to it yourself, it's at 22 seconds. So I was at Posy's house, and it was our first in-person podcast, and we said this.
And right now, I am here in person with Posy.
He is literally sitting in the seat directly next to me.
So, in fact, to prove it, I will literally smack him in the face right now.
Ow!
Okay, that sounded fake.
Yeah, he was clapping. He clapped.
But I am here, ow!
Okay, he actually hit me.
We were joking, like, oh, he's close enough, he can smack me in the face, and then he actually smacked me in the face. That first part
The first time I only clapped, though.
Yeah, the first part was scripted, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
I'm like, hey, I should do this funny thing and pretend to smack you in the face, but I'll actually clap.
Yeah, but then he flipped the script on me, and after we did the scripted part, he actually smacked me in the face. So, it's fine. Posy's face is left unscarred. Miraculously. But that was that one. I'm gonna go to the next funny moment, which was still in episode 11 at 8 minutes and 2 seconds. Oh, it's more like at 7 minutes and 58 seconds.
But a white border means you'll get a regular rare.
We really cracked the card on that one.
That's a terrible joke.
I don't know. This is the start of our bad Pokemon puns, because we've made a ton in the past, some of which are on my YouTube channel, and I could make like a special video on there about them. Mostly like Pokemon related or Pokemon card related puns. Like, I got an Absol in the Ultimate Collection 7, and I said, absolutely a cool card. And K-Dog will never let me forget that. He brings it up every time he makes a bad Pokemon joke, and I call him out on it. And he's like, okay, well, at least I didn't say absolutely. So, he always has that on. So, half of this episode is just like, half of the funniest moments are just going to be terrible Pokemon puns. So, get ready for that. Anyways, K-Dog,
we are the masters at terrible Pokemon puns.
Absolutely. Alright, K-Dog, you want to move on to the next one?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. We made a Pokemon pun in the Pokemon pun episode.
I just realized this.
What?
My build and battle in the video got 2.
Mm-hmm.
your
Chilling Rain building battle.
got 1. Then your Fusion Strike got 0.
It's the next building battle we open. Gonna get -1 ultra rares. It's gonna be a card that says, "Please put 1 ultra rare in the box and ship it back to the Pokemon Company."
That would be terrible.
You get -1 ultra rares.
Gosh. Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. We sounded so different.
Did we though? I don't think our voices were that different.
Yeah, so the negative ultra rares was funny, but that's all I'm gonna say.
I think the idea of getting 0 and then -1 ultra rares, having to ship it back to the Pokemon Company, I thought that was pretty funny. Chansey.
And that is by the Pokemon Company. So, I don't know, it's Chansey. That's a Pokemon! That's a Pokemon! Ha.
Buying Pokemon cards from third-party companies is Chansey. And we laughed like 2-year-olds at it. So,
It
I don't know,
was
that-
pretty cringe.
yeah, that's more of like a cringe or embarrassing moment on the podcast, but I still think it's a bad Pokemon pun, so you gotta include it in the funny moments episode.
No, but it was actually like, it wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah. No, most of these moments aren't scripted, that's why they're so good.
Yeah.
What's even funnier is when part of them are scripted and then we completely go off script, like the smack them in the face. Anyways, by the way, this is still all on episode 11, but K-Dog, why don't you give us our last funny moment of episode 11?
Snorlax jammies.
Just put on a little pin, add it to your everyday outfit. It's a
But
subtle...
my favorite Pokemon is Snorlax.
Well, then wear a Snorlax pin, make it a little more subtle. Don't seem obsessed.
No, I'm gonna buy a Snorlax hoodie and Snorlax jeans and
You're gonna
Snorlax...
buy a Snorlax onesie.
Yes,
That's a thing.
I kind of
That
want
is
to
a
do that.
thing.
Okay, I actually kind of want to do that.
I'm buying you a Snorlax onesie for your birthday.
Those could be my jammies. If it's a onesie, you have to say that they're jammies, not pajamas. They're jammies.
They're jammies.
Please don't buy me a Snorlax onesie for my birthday.
Okay. You've changed your mind.
I would never wear that. I used to be like obsessed with Snorlax, and now, like I said in the first episode,
you used to be obsessed with Pokemon in general. Don't say it.
Like,
I heard the
like-
first
like-
part of your sentence. Don't say it. Don't say it.
you know, Pokemon is one of those things that that just comes and goes. You know, it slips away, and it slipped away from me before.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the next episode is our first guest episode, surprisingly. But there wasn't much anything that was like funny. It was either like cringy or just straight up
Complete
dumb.
and utter stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I looked through. Honestly, I thought there was going to be some funny moments, and maybe there are. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Email the show, podcast@pokecino.club. But no, I didn't find any funny moments in episode 12. But from what I've seen, listening through this, the times we have the funniest episodes are either when K-Dog and I are in person or when we have a guest on the podcast. We're going to move on to episode 13.
It's probably not inconceivable to think the app will launch by February 25th's Brilliant Stars set.
If they launch together, that will just be brilliant.
Ha 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 ha.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Bro.
Why? Why would I do that? No.
So we were saying how TCG Live might launch with Brilliant Stars, which it absolutely did not, but it is out now, so we're going to cover that more in episode 23, which I have a lot planned for. It's going to be a really long episode, hopefully. So
And I have to edit it. Listeners, if next episode, if episode 23 is terrible, like editing wise, my fault.
okay. All right. Well,
Just gonna-
anyways, yeah, I was gonna have him edit this episode, but my mic stopped recording. Like it glitched out. I stopped recording that sentence I just finished right there, which it absolutely not. But we'll talk about more in episode 22. We got to like 10, 15 more minutes into the episode without realizing that my mic had come unplugged there. So we just wasted like 15 minutes of time saying nonsense that wouldn't be recorded. And K-Dog was gonna edit this, but now it's gonna be like really complicated because he's relatively new to editing, and so I'm just gonna take.
No,
this and
I
make
am
it
new to editing. Period.
Relatively, I gave you a little like 5-minute class.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay.
You said
We
it
don't-
yourself.
We don't need to waste more. We don't need to waste more time. All right. Another terrible Pokemon pun by K-Dog.
Best tasting Pokemon. I feel like Pikachu would be shockingly good.
Oh my gosh. Why? What is it with you and the puns? Why?
Oh my gosh. So what was it
Yeah.
with you and making all the terrible Pokemon puns?
It's just my shtick, you know.
Your thing.
Yeah.
That's what you're known for. Are you proud of that?
Yes. No.
You are?
Maybe.
No.
Kind of.
Mixed feelings.
It depends on what day it is, what hour it is, what minute it is, and what second it is, and what millisecond it is.
Combustion nuggets.
I think something like Combuskin would taste the best.
What?
What?
Hold
Chicken
on.
nuggets! The middle
Okay,
evolution of
that's-
Torchic. I feel it's not like this weirdly humanoid, somewhat chicken thing like Blaziken, but it's not like a baby chick like Torchic. It's like a
Yeah.
nice medium-sized chicken. And I could picture myself eating Combuskin nuggets.
Combuskin nugget?
Well, yeah, like chicken nuggets or like a nice...
I'm imagining you doing an laughing an evil laugh, and while chopping up Combuskin's limbs and breading them and putting them in the oven.
No, I would buy it at like a fast food restaurant. Like what's a hold on? Like I would buy it at McDorald's.
Stop!
All right, going down to McDorald's to get myself some Combuskin nuggets.
I don't know. It was kind of funny that you just like didn't understand what I was talking about the whole time.
I was like,
also,
Combuskin nuggets?
also that was very gruesome.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. This is supposed to be a family-friendly podcast. Yeah, this is supposed to be a family-friendly podcast. That was not family-friendly.
I mean, you didn't describe anything too. Okay, yeah, you're right. That was pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, looking back, McDon fans is a lot better than McDoraldons.
I don't know. I kind of like McDorald's more.
Why?
Because it just sounds right.
I think McDon fans is better because it has McDon already, and then one syllable, like McDonald's, McDon fan. Our next funny moment is in episode 14, which was but a guest episode. Like I said, guest episodes are pretty funny and in person. So we have It Just Looks Like Me, which is right here.
The starters are all from different regions. Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott.
I hate Cyndaquil.
Why?
It just looks so stupid. It's like,
Aren't half of the Pokemon like...
So half the Pokemon do look like me, don't they?
You're not wrong. Honestly, I wish they didn't though.
Alright, next we got Doot 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 at 7
Doot,
minutes,
doot,
10
doot.
seconds. Also in episode 14, we have like 5 moments from this episode. So
Just play it.
Random people would wander onto our yard when it was big, point their phone at something and go, doot, 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 doot.
really?
Really? Because our spot was like a hot spot or something.
Pokestop.
Oh my!
Yeah.
and
Oh,
so why would they be at his house though? Because like I don't think you're supposed to put Pokemon or Pokestops at people's houses, unless they were just like catching Pokemon, because like they could have just been
Yeah,
doing that.
it could
But,
be.
like,
They could have played it in AR mode.
yeah, but for like
A lot of people
for it to
doing
happen
it though.
Yeah, for it to happen so
Yeah.
frequently, like I can understand, like, oh, that's weird. There's a guy outside looking on his phone. But like for it to happen frequently, that's kind of weird. Like maybe it wasn't even Pokemon Go, and they're just being spied on. So
Yeah, I was about to say, are we even sure that it's It could be a different game.
it could have been like, I don't know.
Some other game that's like that.
Yeah, but like he said, when Pokemon Go was big, and there weren't many other games that are like that when it was big.
True.
Except like there are like a couple of them made by the same company that made Pokemon Go, Niantic. There are a couple more, and they keep like announcing when like every franchise has or has had an AR game at some point, basically.
True.
To try and piggyback off the success of Pokemon Go. Because there was like there was Minecraft Earth, there was Pokemon Go, obviously. There was, I think, there was a Harry Potter game. I forget what it was called. Like Wizards Unite or something. There was Pikmin Bloom, and now they're making like I think a Marvel one or something. It's terrible. They need to stop doing it. Pokemon Go worked once, it won't work again. Then
I think you should be Cosmo.
I think it'd be cool.
Cosmoem sits and does nothing.
Exactly.
Dip. Right? Oh my god!
And he called me a Cosmoem because I sit around and do nothing, which that hurt. That cut deep, man. And then immediately after, I called him Mean Platypus.
Your new name is Mean Platypus. Okay, hey Mean. What
No, call him Plaid.
Yeah, Plaid.
Okay, K-Doggy.
And then, okay, K-Doggy.
Okay, K-Doggy.
Plaid, and just
Listen.
back and forth throwing.
Listen, Platty, if you're listening to this right now, no regrets. I dare you. I challenge Playful Platypus to send an angry email to the show.
Oh.
Saying, how dare K-Dog... No, how dare K-Doggy call me Platty.
Okay. Alright, well, we'll update you in episode 23 if that happens. And then after that, we have...
What would it be like to be Trubbish?
No.
It'd be kind of trashy.
Another terrible Pokemon pun. We need to stop with these.
I don't know. This one was actually kind of good. Not gonna
it wasn't
lie.
so much good as much like true. And this last one, I just got bombarded by roasts with roasts by Playful Platypus again. So here you go.
I would be, I don't know, just a Pokemon that would move really fast, or maybe one that can fly.
Arcanine?
Maybe one that can fly with like telekinesis. Like I don't have to flap my wings.
Cosmoem.
I'm not gonna be Cosmoem.
Boink.
You would have a
Its Boink stops bouncing. Its heart stops pumping, and it dies.
That sounds like you.
My gosh!
And so, not only am I a Cosmoem because I sit around and do nothing, but I'm also a Spoink because if I stop moving, my heart stops.
They're the exact opposite.
Yeah, like, which one is it? Platty.
Yep, Platty.
Okay, we're gonna get, like, 40 angry emails. Like, he's gonna spam the inbox.
Taunt him. He deserves it. He called you Cosmoem and a Spoink. Deep down, man, that hurts.
Okay, I guess we're starting some beef on a podcast with a person that isn't even here. So,
Hey, Platty,
anyway.
if you ever come back on, none of this ever happened. Alright, next one is from episode 15, and yet another cringy Pokemon joke.
Here we go.
And so the other thing I ended up buying was a luxury ball.
Oh, I bet it was luxurious.
No!
Why is it always you?
No! Better than crack the case on those cards.
Crack the code. You missed the entire joke.
Shut up.
Okay.
Luxurious.
Why? What was the goal there? Was it to make it laugh? Was it to create more content for a funny moments episode?
No.
No? Okay.
It was the first thing that came to mind.
No reason at all.
Nope.
Okay. Cool. The next one we have episode 16, where K-Dog wanted his Eternatus VMAX pack.
Stop the podcast. You know, that's our thing. I'm going down Posse's.
No.
Punching him in the face and seal my Eternatus back.
Why? Okay.
The punch in the face is unnecessary, but it feels right.
So, I guess I'm getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next time I see you, which is hopefully for New Year's, bow! I will film it. You will post it on your YouTube channel.
I will.
Episode 17, 20 years from now auction.
No, like 20 years from now. This cracked ice hollow from Sword and Shield base set Rillaboom is going. The starting
base
bid
price
$200,000.
1 million base price.
I'm going 1.5, 1.8, 1.10. Wait, 1.10?
1.10 million.
2 million. 2.5, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 2.3. Wait. Okay, no, alright, let's just move on.
Yep. So
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
you're not wrong, but that's not like the funny part. The funny part isn't that, oh, wow, Pokemon cards in the future are really expensive. It's the fact that you said 1.10 million and then went 2.8, 2.9, 2.3. I don't think your math is math.
I am just cut out for this podcast stuff.
Alright, next one we have episode 18, which I believe was a substitute episode. It's the only one of that type we've ever had, where K-Dog couldn't make it that day, so instead of like just having a solo, which is boring, I knew K-Dog would be out ahead of time, so I invited Playful Platypus to do the podcast with me, and he shared his opinions on one of the new Pokemon that was revealed for Scarlet and Violet, which was Lechonk. So we'll roll the clip.
Lechonk is
an armadillo sausage pig.
It's a new pig Pokemon, and it is amazing. And I love Lechonk, but people insists on calling it an armadillo sausage pig.
So I don't know how. I only see the pig part. I don't see how he's an armadillo or sausage. Like I don't get that.
Next time he's on the podcast, we gotta have him explain that to us.
Yep. So, armadillo sausage pig, I guess. Lechonk. Woohoo!
Lechonk. How. I'm just excited for the cards.
The cards are going to be so great. We're actually going to talk more about that, I think, in episode 23. Another reason to listen to it. Go. If you're listening to this, and it's like been at least 2 weeks since we posted this episode, go listen to episode 23. It's probably out by now. And if it's not out in 2 weeks, then email me. Okay? Say, Pausey, where's the podcast? Okay? Cool. Or email the podcast. Say, guys, where's the podcast? So we don't have any for episode 19, but then...
it's not an episode, actually. It's from Introductions, a series, I guess you could call it.
I mean, I think that's an episode. It's just not a main series episode.
Yeah, Blazing River,
which is
Spandupidious card.
Which is K-Dog's deck. And so, here's the clip.
It is a just amazing, fantastic, Spandupidious card.
K-Dog, do you want to define Spandupidious?
So, honestly, like, I started saying it when I was growing up, because I would say, wow, that's amazing, that's so cool, and then I just run out of things to say, but I just wanted to keep on saying more. That was so Spandupidious.
Do you think you're trying to say, like, stupendous or something?
No.
No? It's just Spandupidious? It's a standalone thing?
Yeah, Spandupidious is a above everything.
Okay. All right. I guess
Like-
we
like way up
add
there.
that to the book of K-Dog's language. In episode 20, which is honestly after episode 20 is where the episodes really start getting good. I know we've only had like 2 or 3 episodes since then, but this is where the episodes really start getting good because I've been putting lots of work into editing them and like making good scripts and getting good news articles. But so this one I was up like still recording the podcast, and I was up away in like another part of my room getting my McDonald's promos cards that I had just opened, and I wanted to list off which ones I got. And while I was away, I still had headphones in. I could hear the whole thing. K-Dog did this.
Listen to the soothing noises while Posy is gone grabbing his cards. Ah,
K-Dog, I have headphones on.
soothing noises.
This is being saved for like a stupidest moments, K-Dog's dumbest moments episode.
Yeah, we're gonna have 2 separate episodes for Posy and K-Dog.
Okay. Afterwards, he said we're gonna have 2 separate episodes for like each of our dumbest moments or funniest moments. That didn't happen. We're just merging them because I realized we're actually not that funny. Oh crap!
No. We will live up to our word and we will make a stupidest moment.
Okay, but that won't happen till like a yearly thing. That'll happen like when we reach a certain follower goal or like listener goal, whatever. We'll talk more about it sometime. I don't know, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a beautiful, soothing noises. I originally wasn't going to keep it in, but I laughed when I don't know. Sometimes I decide to keep stuff in the podcast or edit them out on purpose when it makes me laugh really hard during editing. Honestly, the podcast is really funny to me, especially when editing. But there's a lot of moments you guys are missing out on because they're either funny and but they're stupid, or they're funny and they're not fit to be on the podcast. But yeah, we're not gonna have a dumbest moments, but that was one of K-Dog's dumbest moments, or funniest, I think. Then we were talking about I gave an analogy for eBay buying TCG player, which I completely forgot about until I re-listened to this episode. K-Dog compared it to McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, or I did or something. Chick-fil-A bought McDonald's. If they did, it would be the McDonald's restaurant and the McDonald's restaurants aren't changing, but there might be a little slight tweaks, the better things from Chick-fil-A will help out McDonald's, and the better things from McDonald's will help out Chick-fil-A, but the standalone stores will not change. So I was saying the eBay restaurants are going to be the same, and the TCG player restaurants are going to be the same. Not much will change about them. And he said this.
You know, eBay doesn't cook their burgers in a half pound of grease, so.
Mm-hmm. All right, I just realized you said eBay. I thought you said Chick-fil-A.
And I didn't hear what he said at first. I thought he meant or said Chick-fil-A, but
No,
yeah.
McDonald's does.
Yeah, that's why the episode name is Pokemon Cards with Extra Grease. So I don't know. I like naming.
Imagine
podcast episodes.
extra greasy Pokemon cards.
Yeah, you said that in the episode too. That's disgusting. Okay. Anyways, our last one for this point, because I don't really have anything from episode 22, which was K-Dog Solo. Go back and listen to that if you haven't heard it yet. We have episode 21. This is overall a funny episode. If you want to hear the funniness of it, I would go and listen to the episode. Episode 21, which is Happy Birthday Podcast, the mega episode or whatever I called it. It's the one with the super cool picture. That's how you tell it apart. But throughout the whole podcast, this is a blooper we're gonna give. This is not in the podcast, so you can't hear it. So listen to it here. Throughout the whole podcast, Playful and Fluffy's family
They had a football game on, and if you are from Europe, rugby. They had a rugby game on. NFL.
It was the Lions versus the Eagles, and throughout the whole podcast, Playful kept giving K-Dog updates on the game, oh, the Eagles just scored, and K-Dog would be like, ah, and the Lions just scored, ah. I couldn't understand what's going on, but
Fly,
it was pretty
Eagles,
funny.
fly. On the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly. Score touchdown, 1, 2, 3.
Here's that. There's a couple moments throughout the episodes. We got one.
The Eagles just scored against the Lions.
Okay.
Let's go.
2,
Oh, Lions just scored.
3,
Eagles! Big play for the Eagles.
Let's go, Eagles. Let's go.
4.
Oh! Never mind. Almost touchdown Eagles. Almost.
Playful is watching football instead of doing the podcast.
No, he's doing both. He's multitasking.
That is, that's our last funny moment, I guess. So, here's to making more funny moments in 2022 to 2023. So, I guess for another Funniest Moments episode, we'll see you guys in a year. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the podcast a follow wherever you listen, whether it's Acast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever. We're on a lot more platforms now, like Amazon Music, all sorts of other stuff. We are also on YouTube. I was able to put the podcast on YouTube, courtesy of Acast, which is a great podcasting service. So if you would rather listen on YouTube, you can go listen on YouTube. But I'm Posy Puppy. You can find me at youtube.com/PosyPuppy.
I'm K-Dog. You cannot find me anywhere else, you cannot find me anywhere except for this podcast. If you would like to email the show, the email address is podcast@pokecasino.club.
And if you need help spelling that, is in the description of the podcast. Anyways, thanks for listening.
May Pokecasino be with you.